It's me. Today I'm going to give you the who am I because I didn't really do that before. So if you're here and you're new, welcome. You get the first dibs, the new who am I, because I'd like you to stick around, and you know, for the fun, for the adventure, for the rest phases, for the abroad phases, for the for the Vietnam phase, for the Thailand phase, for the wherever else I decide to go phases. So right now I am in Hawaii, Oahu, and yeah, you can see the bird feeder up there. So that's I accidentally scared the birds away, and they went, they stayed close by, but they are that's their feeder. So I thought I'd come out here because I'm usually inside, and I really wanted to say quite a bit about me and some of my goals, or I should say, desires and aspirations. Goals feel so age 20 to 40, and I'm not that anymore. I'm now in my 50s, so I feel like aspirations and desires feels more delicious, feels more fun. So, in terms of where I am currently, I am in the middle of my second move abroad adventure. The second time, I'm really aiming to stay abroad unless something major happens with family members back in the United States, or the US as it were. And also I'm doing this today because I wanted to take a bit of a longer time and not feel rushed about doing my whole who am I thing. And definitely realize that now that I'm looking at my camera, it's kind of like this instead of me, instead of being upright. But bear with me. Sometimes a new tripod or a new tripod setting, as this new tripod is setting, sometimes sets things askew. But it does not keep me from doing what I need to do, which is record this video, which is another one of my daily videos in this series of 100 days of posting on YouTube about me and growing a YouTube channel. So I would say if you're also growing a YouTube channel, or just the annals of you, your visual mementos and your video memoir. Yeah, I hope that we can trade names on YouTube and follow each other. Ah, yes. And so where was I? Yes, about the time of where I am now. So yes, in my 50s, and with the where I am now, and so I'm really aimed at going to Vietnam first, because apparently to get my DTV, a bunch of money has to just be sitting in a checking or savings account. And if you are an investor, or if you're not, usually don't have a bunch of money sitting around in your checking or savings, generally speaking, because it doesn't yield very much growth. So, but they want to, I think it's 500,000 baht to just be sitting around in a checking or savings account. So I'm like, okay, well, I transfer money soon, and I don't have to be here just for, locationally speaking, for it to be sitting around. So I figured might as well go to Vietnam and let my money just sit for not much of a percentage in a checking or savings account until I can get my DTV, which is a destination Thailand visa for those of you who are not familiar. And so really that's what I'm in the process of doing. I've been wrangling trying to fax a bank whose fax number has been busy all day yesterday. Goodness, that's new. And also all day today, faxing. So that's been an interesting thing. So they have to have this form in order to send the money so that I can then get tickets and hotel, blah, blah, blah for Vietnam. Now, let me tell you what is delicious about Vietnam. My desire around Vietnam is to, first, I think I'm going to, I really, you know what? I really haven't decided. And I think I'm really going to wait to decide until I really hit the button on that on an airplane ticket, whether I'm going to be in Saigon first or whether I'm going to be in Da Nang. So, yes. I would really say that my impetus to go to Da Nang is that now that I'm like a part of a group, I noticed that with their volunteer activities, they have volunteer activities for children's orphanage, which is one of my I should say one of my philanthropic areas. So that sounded appealing, and I'd have to really email the person to see like how often they do that. So that's one thing. That's why Danang, and also beaches. Uh, as far as Ho Chi Minh City or Saigon, and which also I need to do a bit more historical research around what people what people call that area, and by people I mean what locals call it, whether they call it Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City, because I'm still learning about Vietnam in the language and in terms of culture. So I will say that that's my desires around Vietnam, to learn a lot of the culture while I'm there. To actually, if I can catch a cooking class, I will absolutely be doing a cooking class when I'm in Vietnam. What else? I feel like another of my desires in Vietnam. Oh yeah, I want to. Again, I don't know. I'm not sure what the traditional style of dress is called. I think it's ao ao da. Please let me know in the comments if that's wrong. But the traditional Vietnamese dress with the pants underneath, I'll be getting some of those custom made for me. I've always found them very beautiful. And so while I'm in Vietnam, that is what I'll be wearing when I'm in Vietnam. So I look forward to um, exploring fashion. So not only traditional fashion, also modern fashion in terms of what Vietnam has. Like maybe if Vietnam has a fashion show, yeah, I will be at whatever fashion show they have. So one of my desires is, yeah, to see what the modern fashion is like in Vietnam. What else I would like to do? Oh, I definitely would like to go to Ha Long Bay. That's one of my desires when I'm in uh, Vietnam. Is do a lot of, I would say, going around but not tourist things per se. Meaning, I don't want to be around a whole bunch of people, but um, I do want to investigate local culture. I do want to see all around the country as much as I can in the 3 months that my money will be parked. So that feels like a delightful thing to do. It's something well worth doing in my life. So I'll be doing that, and of course, learning Vietnamese because I'm a lifelong learner and I'm also a lover of languages. And I enjoy that, and knowing that Vietnamese is one of the most difficult languages. I look forward to doing that because, hey, I like doing useful things, but the thing that I like to do that is hard that most people maybe won't do is learn a hard language. And originally, when I started my language learning years ago, um, and because when I was a kid, I always wanted to go to Russia. I always wanted to go to St. Petersburg. And as a few years ago, I started learning Russian. And I was like, oh, it's got to be the harder language. But, I was dedicated to going to St. Petersburg. And then I continued to study Russian, like not only on apps, but in actual physical classes. And it's like, and then the Russian government decided to start a start beef with the Ukraine, and I was like, and it was right at the time where I was just getting ready to, I had looked up my ticket and was picking out my hotel to go to Russia. So yes, in the Baruski, and yeah, and then that happened, and I felt I was so crushed because I didn't foresee things um, wrapping up shortly or being safe for an American to go to Russia while they have beef with Ukraine. While they were trying to take over Ukraine. So I'm like, okay, that's not a thing I'm going to be doing. And so I stopped studying Russian. And I was really sad about it. Let me tell you, like literally since I was a kid, I wanted to see all of the Orthodox churches and like talk to the people and stuff like that because I thought it was really interesting. Um, so I say that to say that I thought that was the hardest language, but no, years later, and now that I find myself being drawn to Southeast Asia and finding out that Vietnamese is actually much harder than Russian, I was like, oh, definitely want to conquer some of that because yeah, let's do it. So that's what gets me hyped. Learning things makes me excited. Gets me hyped up. I love it. And I'm saying that to say that because this is your who am I? Get to know me, right? And so I guess I should say other languages that I have been studying. Um, let's see, regular studier of Spanish, and because I'm a Mexican resident, so I feel like yeah, I have to speak Spanish in order to live there. Um, gosh, my I guess I'll just say I'm in random order, but I've also studied Greek, so I do study that also because I'm Greek and I will be going to Greece eventually. I'm not quite sure when, but soonish in the next couple of years. I, I have studied Norwegian, Swedish, Finnish, um, Japanese, and wow, it feels like now it feels like I'm forgetting a few. Um, Polish for like 4 months. I don't remember any any words of Polish. I'm so sorry. And gosh, oh wow, oh duh, Italian, and Hawaiian, obviously because I'm here in Hawaii. And now you know what? Surprise, surprise. Hawaiian is hard as heck. It may not be tonal, so far as I know. Okay, well, some of the slang is tonal, kind of like Ebonics. Some of the slang, well, Ebonics in general is tonal, but also uh, Hawaiian slang is a bit tonal. But on the app, if you're learning in Duolingo, it's not tonal, but a lot of the words are very similar, so very challenging. What else? Hmm, let's see. Uh, I think that's all of my languages for now. So I would say that definitely my traveling has a lot to do with language because I get to go be in the region where the language is actually spoken, learn the culture, learn the foods. Oh my God, I'm a huge foodie. I should definitely say that. So, in the future, there'll be videos of me trying different foods and things like that. What else did you know about me? So, hobbies, of course. So, I consider my reading and language studies kind of as one hobby, I just call them intellectual pursuits. And with that, I would say that I'm also a hobbyist at software engineering. back end specifically. Um, hobby, I learned to macrame, basic macrame. I would like to learn how to do that better. Excuse me. In terms of what else, fabric arts, I would like to learn. I am very, very interested in learning how to crochet, and I mentioned that to a friend recently, and she was like, "Oh, I can teach you how to crochet over Zoom." I'm like, "Yes, excellent!" So I will be learning to crochet shortly. I also use acrylic paint, so I paint. I recently learned watercolor, which I'm horrible at, but enjoy. I will definitely be enjoying going to classes, watercolor painting class when I'm out and about. Gosh, the birds are so active. They're so fun today. They're so busy, busy, busy. What else? So, what else do I do for hobbies? Oh, I'm a gamer. Yeah, I enjoy gaming. I'll tell you right now, Skyrim forever. I can't tell you how many hours I put in different character classes in that game and different character developments or development areas I've done, like all of them, with I think every single character class except for Khajiit. And I am very impatiently waiting for Elder Scrolls, what is it, 6? Whatever the next one is, to come out. But I feel like they're working on Fallout or was it Star or something. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. I will be playing Skyrim until the next Skyrim comes out. I'm dedicated. I'm in it. I'm here for it. I love Skyrim. And it's funny though. It's like, I wanted to go to like Norway for like a really, 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 like really long time. Like just before I started, interesting, just before I started playing Skyrim, I'd wanted to go to Norway. And when I finally got Skyrim right, I started playing that. And I was like, oh my God. And then it became like imperative. It was like, oh, I have got to go live in Norway for just a little bit, like just for like maybe 8 months, a year. Because I do want to do a winter. I know anybody's like, what, you want to do a winter in Norway? Are you crazy? Yes. Yes, I'm a little bit delulu. But also, I grew up mostly in Michigan. Winter who? I know her intimately. Or she knows me. She's snowing all over my parades. But yeah, so it was the reason why I'm not super super scared to head out to Norway. But yeah, I definitely see myself staying in a small town that's a fjord down below, overlooking a fjord. Absolutely, that's my life. That's my life. That's my life. I feel it in my spirit, in my heart. So yes, Skyrim forever, and the Norwegian Fort is calling me. So yes, also feel free if you've gotten this far and you're a travel company that goes to Norway, I will absolutely do a promo video for you for Norway because I got ready. I'm like, yes, your country is amazing. Norwegian is fun to learn. Um, and I look forward to getting to speak a language in the country. Amazing. What else? Oh my goodness. So obviously, I should say that one of my hobbies is traveling. I love to travel. Um, I I enjoy the actual process of like the getting from one place to another. I enjoy being on an airplane, oddly enough. Not super super long flights, but I I can say that it's not so much being on the flight or shorter flight. I do enjoy it, but because I'll say that I definitely want to learn how to fly. Fun fact: I know how to sail. I have sailing certifications, and it was part of my life life plan or one of those things. And previous to learning how to sail, I actually learned how to ride a motorcycle. It's one of those very first things that I was like, oh my, great, fun things to do with my life. Um, just because I like going. I like the process of going. It's fun. I like going in a car, road trips, yay. I like going in a motorcycle. Scary as it is, but yay, fun. Very freeing. I enjoy. Oh my god, sailing. Mm, listen, I love it. And yes, I do get seasick. Even so, I use Bonine personally. I've tried Dramamine, but both regular Dramamine and non-drowsy Dramamine make me a bit too tired to be able to sail, functionally sail. Like pull the lines to switch sails over and track things, which is super important when you're the captain of a ship or a boat or a dinghy or any conveyance really. So I use Bonine instead. So if you're like me and you get seasick, but and you also love sailing with your whole soul, try Bonine. And what other conveyances? Oh, here's a fun story. So in terms of conveyances, I think it was I'm gonna say 3 years ago. It was my first very small plane experience, and I'm talking it was maybe a 10-seater plane or something like that. Puddle jumper, island jumper. I was doing some island hopping from Oahu to Molokai, and I was terrified. I was terrified. I was terrified. But when I got up there, and since I got to sit like right behind the pilot, it was like the way back. On the way back, I was just, you know, outside of just the view, just having the opportunity to look at the different gauges and everything else like that was amazing. And I was like, I need to learn how to fly. I feel like that would um, complete the conveyances that I know how to operate. So yeah, flying's my next jam. And I think it will be small airplanes rather than helicopters. It was going to be helicopters first and then small airplanes, but I think I'd rather do a small plane. But who knows? Maybe I'll start off with a helicopter because maybe it's probably easier than an airplane. So what else about me? Those are my hobbies. Um, so yeah, I do a lot of things. As it turns out, right now I've mostly been a homebody because I'm here on the island. I was at a stopover and I don't have a car. I borrowed my friends, but that's been here and there, and I just feel like it's not been super fun or whatever. Um, well, that's not true. Going to the beach is always nice. What else? Desires. Yes, desires. So I desire to experience in a physically safe manner as much as I can about the world because I say that specifically because hello, I travel the world and I am a woman of the diaspora. And while I understand that racism is everywhere, deadly racism is not. Seems like the US has that area. They perfected that, and I'd rather not, or rather go to places like Australia or the UK that have racism light. I think I'll pass on all of that. So I would like to go, I'll go where I'm treated best. And yeah, so where else do I desire to go? Hmm, I definitely desire, like as I said, to go to Greece because I'm Greek and that'd be fun. Interestingly, yes, I'm also Nigerian, and I, of course, want to go to Lagos. Um, I'm also Kenyan, so yes, I would like to go to Kenya. Do I know where exactly? Not quite yet. I'm also oddly um, Kazakhstanian descent, so have I figured out exactly if I'm going to do that, if it's going to be a safe thing for me to do? Mm, uh, I would like to figure out if it's a safe thing to do. Do I want to experience it? Yeah, because it's close to Russia. um, but yeah, I wouldn't go unless it would be a safe thing for me to do. Um, Where else? Do I want to go to Spain? Fun fact, I went to Spain when I was a teenager. And, it was cool. I was a youngest teen, I think I was like 14 or something like that, with my family. And, and I fell in love with the fact that, the houses have the windows with the plants that hang over the balcony, or I should say over the railing. And I was like, oh my god, fell in love with that. It was beautiful. And the churches, I think that is really the place where I fell in love with architecture. So would I go back to Spain? I would like to visit not just the city though. I would like to visit the countryside. um, we also went to Portugal. And would I do that again? I think I would like to go to Portugal again, because I don't remember much about it, and I just remember that we spent like maybe a night or two in Lisbon, and so yeah, I feel like as an adult, I'd like to do that. We also went to across the Strait of Gibraltar and went to Morocco, Tangier. I would never want to do that again. Even as a 14-year-old, I was like, and the way we were gawked at as young girls was disturbing. And I was like, I never want to come back to this place ever again. So I'm not as an adult. No thanks. Um, of my ancestry, I would say I feel like everybody's Irish a little bit. So, well, if not everybody, at least me, I am. So I definitely want to go to Ireland. If I could track down uh, Irish family, I would, but I think that's probably an impossibility, because yeah, one of my grandfathers was adopted, so not gonna be finding anyone from that uh, line of ancestors. Um, what other strange, odd places did I find out my ancestry is from that I would like to visit? Mm. Oh, by the way, I'm not Moroccan, just Nigerian and Kenyan of the continent. Um, so, but I am Spanish and Irish and Greek and Kazakhstan and all these other strange things that I didn't expect to be popped up in my what do you call it, one of those genealogy things of long ago. Ooh, excuse me, hair in my mouth. So that's a lot about me. What I like to do. So now you know. You like stay tuned if you want to go on. You know, uh, adventures with me to the different countries that I'll be going to, different cities. Well, of course, there'll be different cities I'm going to in those countries. That was redundant. Uh, or you enjoy the fact that I'm pretty, my voice is calm and I like that. And oh, also, I will absolutely be doing some meditations on my on my channel, and I'll put the meditations in a playlist in the future because I am a devout meditator and deeply spiritual. So, in the future, those things will be somewhere on my channel. Ah, goodness. What else? Like, oh, did I mention? While I don't like to cook, I do like exploring food from around the world. So I had planned when I go to Thailand to take a cooking course. That too will be what? On my channel. And I look forward to sharing that with you because I am totally excited about taking a cooking class in Thailand. Yes, I've chosen my cooking school. Um, and even after I learned to do that cooking, that is like a more savory cooking class, so much as I've found, but I definitely, from very much years past, I do want to learn how to make, I do want to learn how to do baked goods, like complicated baked goods, like make pinafores, small cakes, learn cake decorating, because I love that. I think that's really interesting. And at some point, I'll also learn floral arranging because I love cut flowers, and I do find myself rearranging the flowers that I get from the grocery store into different arrangements, and I like to learn how to do that better. So yeah, that's been pretty much concludes the who am I, my my desires, and aspirations. I feel like I forgot aspirations. I did. I aspire, just generally speaking, to be the best philanthropist I can be, and I feel like making a lot of money would help me do that more effectively. Because I only have so many spoons, and expending energy is kind of challenging for me in the physical sense. So yeah, my goal is to make more money so I can be a great philanthropist. And if there was a job where I could spend other people's money or help them be a better philanthropist, that would be a job for me, which is a thing I'm going to look up after this. I'm curious. Like, is that a thing? Probably is a thing. It's got to be a thing. Yeah, so Leslie concludes that. I guess down here or there somewhere, I'll put please like, subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. Follow me for my more adventures and fun things going on. And I hope to see you around.